I do not have the same opportunity as you. I know I don't. I'm not talking about how you feel. I'm talking about how I feel. Law degree, a master's, and 2 bachelors. Probably more education than all y'all added up together on this table, right? And I have always been the least paid person on payroll at every institution I have worked in. And it's not
Even in the White House?
Even in the White House.
Well, whose fault is that? I don't think you worked for George W. or Trump.
Well, guess what happened when I was there? DEI.
Boo-hoo. Let me play a sad song for you on the world's smallest violin.
This video is brought to you by TatumStore.com. TatumStore.com, ladies and gentlemen, the mats have gone crazy. Literally in about 20 minutes, or maybe even 40 minutes, we sold out of all of our mats. So if you're interested in the mat, you'll see that it says sold out, but make sure you click on the mat and click notify me when made available. And we are rapidly even having 2 shifts to create the mat so you can have it at your disposal. All you have to do is go to TatumStore.com. You can get some of this other new gear. We have some of the inauguration gear, MAGA signature. We have the MAGA hat that I'm wearing right now, and also the beanie, which I have right over here if you want a beanie. This was the signature brand that my wife and I started a long time ago. This is one of our first designs that we patented and designed, and it has been incredible. And people wanted us to bring it back, so we're bringing it back. All right, you can go also to one of my favorite shirts, and it's loved, John 3:16. Obviously, God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son that we may have everlasting life. And then you can go down here, and then also we got Candace merch. So if you want Candace merch, go on here and click, and you can get her merch today. Look, somebody already bought one of these things. That was what it says 3 hours ago. Somebody bought a doormat. So they flying off the shelves. TatumStore.com, TatumStore.com. I want to start with Ashley Allison from CNN. Because y'all always know Brandon Tatum got to keep it real when it comes to black folks. Because I am the black folks whisperer. I am the one, like John the Baptist in the desert. I am the one that's crying out to oppose this foolery. Because what's happening is that black people are weaponizing victimhood against white people to win arguments, to be racist against white people, you name it, to push DEI, to push affirmative action, to push lawsuits. They're weaponizing black victimhood. And that's exactly what this woman is doing. What she said makes no freaking sense whatsoever. But she said it anyway. She should be ashamed of herself. Any black person that agree with her or think like this, you should be ashamed of yourself. Roll the clip.
I do not have the same opportunity as you. I know I don't.
And you know
and
that
I know
too.
what, Scott?
I got it.
And you know that.
Let me just tell you about me.
I'm gonna let you finish, but I want to answer this.
I'm not talking about how you feel. I'm talking about how I feel. Me, a black woman in this country.
But not in this city.
And I will run. And if you
Look,
want me
I'm a
to,
New Yorker, not in this city. You cannot say that. You can't say that in this city. I'm
not talking about New York. I'm talking about Ashley Allison right here. I got a law degree, a master's, and 2 bachelors. Probably more education than all y'all added up together on this table, right? And I have always been the least paid person on payroll at every institution I have worked in. And it's not
Even in the White House?
Even in the White House.
Well, whose fault is that? I don't think you worked for George W. or Trump.
Well, guess what happened when I was there? DEI.
Scott.
Look.
Race is not the issue.
Hold on.
Can
I just jump on this real quick? She just admitted, she's trying to say, you have more privilege than I do as a black woman. I have less privilege. They feed off of this lie. I've gotten paid less. I was the less person paid everywhere I work. How do you know what everybody's making on payroll? How do you know that to be a fact? And if you did, how is this possible when you work for Barack Obama? The first black president paid you less than everybody? Is that what you saying, sister mama? The first black president with the black attorney general paid you less than the white man. Is that what you really saying? We know, I know, you know, the Lord knows that she lost the argument. So they come to the point where they make up a lie that's hard for you to refute and shame you over it. That woman was not the least paid. If she claims she had a master's degree and 2 bachelor's degrees, there is no way in the world you starting out less than everybody else in the position. Maybe because you got a bad attitude. This is why sisters be struggling. You so smart that you stupid. You so educated. I got 45 degrees, but you have no common sense and you don't have no integrity because you just lied to the whole world to win an argument. Come on, roll it.
Mentioned
Every 5
single
seconds.
day as a solution to every single problem that faces this.
Because of how pervasive it is,
But do you
and
think
how
it's
hateful
really
it is
true?
to an actual conservative ideological view.
But do you think it is true that all of America's ills, from the plane crash to whatever it is, wildfires, due to DEI, for real?
I think that if you believe in the fundamental principle of America, which is that we guarantee everybody an equal chance, not an equal outcome, but an equal chance, then trying to go around that principle, conservatives don't believe in
Yes.
it. And most people who believe in America don't believe in it, number one. Number two, the concept of not hiring the best person for the job in government or anywhere else has been repeatedly rejected by the American people, the Supreme Court, and everything else. And so
What do you mean? So I guess what I'm saying is, like, if that is the case, then people are questioning the actual qualifications of many people Donald Trump hired for jobs.
Yeah.
So do you think that he actually...
Why?
Because Elon Musk doesn't even go here.
Do you think that he...
That's why.
This is the question people are asking. This is the question that Ryan Clark just asked. Did Donald Trump, for Health and Human Services, find the person with the best expertise to address that set of issues? When it comes to the Department of Defense, did he find the person with the best expertise to address those issues, or did he just find people who he liked?
Political appointees have one qualification. They serve at the pleasure of the president because the president believes that person's going to best carry out their agenda. That is the only qualification.
And to protect and defend the Constitution.
And
against
that is the only.
Also
That's the only qualification for a political appointee.
Competency doesn't matter?
Of course they're
Say it.
Of course he
not.
believes
Of
they're
course not.
competent.
Of course
If he didn't believe they were competent, he wouldn't appoint them.
I'm not being fair with that. You're not being fair with that response. She asked you a very simple question. Yes
Hold
or
on,
no.
before
Look
Sister
at the
Mama start
appointee.
talking, can we just go through the appointees? Just because you're credentialed don't mean you're qualified. Anybody can get a degree if you put money and remember a couple things. You can get a bachelor's degree. Even if you're in debt, you can get getting a bachelor's degree is, can you spend the money or not? It's not whether you actually retain the information that you learn. So credentialization or credentialed people are not always qualified because, as we can see, as sure as the noonday sun, all of these politicians are screwing America over because they don't know what they're doing. Some people don't have common sense. And then you have to look at it and say, what is your degree in? You think you're supposed to be, you think you're supposed to have every job in the world because you got a bachelor's degree in family studies. I mean, that doesn't even apply to your job. Let's just say this, too, with the people that Donald Trump appointed. Pete Hegseth served in the military. He put his boots on the ground and fought for this country. That is a qualification in and of itself to understand how the military should function. When you look at these cabinet positions, they're like CEOs. These cabinet positions, you don't have to know everything. You have to have the maturity, emotional intelligence, and skill set to make sure you put people in the right position. You are leading this division. You don't do everything in the division. That's just like the President of the United States of America. The President of the United States of America just have to have a functional understanding of policy, a functional understanding of foreign policy, a functional understanding of a method that can be used to profit the American people through eliminating taxes. You have a functional knowledge. The president is not the Secretary of State. The president does not work in the Treasury. The president is not the Attorney General. The president does not lead the military. Even though he's the head honcho, he's not actively dealing with it every single day. You just have to have a functional knowledge and what's best for America, and you put people in the place that can make things successful. That's what this is all about. It's not about whether or not you got 4,500 bachelor's degrees on your resume and you still a victim and stupid. Roll the clip.
Do you believe DEI had anything to do with those appointees? Do you believe they were qualified? Do you think they would protect and defend the Constitution that represents all of the people of the United States of America?
I think Mark Rubio.
I think you all have literally no idea how the government works, is what I actually
do. I do. I served at a higher level than anyone here.
A couple people at this table have served in the government.
Yeah, me too.
Including for this former president.
I just want to say that I think the premise that DEI exists and therefore the people that got the opportunity, perhaps because of DEI, are not qualified is a flawed premise.
Correct.
And I think that is what is so frustrating about the argument around DEI. We know in this country historically, and even today, there are still injustices in this country based on race, based on gender, based on ideology.
Based on who your daddy played
golf with. Yes.
Okay, that happens every single day. We know that.
But it happens every single day all over the planet.
That's
the
what I'm
planet
saying.
Earth. It is human nature.
It
is human every single day. And we're the best at it. We're the best at trying to
Donald Trump's our president.
Arthur, I guess that's exactly my point. I agree with you. I think that it is true that there have been preferences not for merit since the dawn of time, and that in this country right now, the same people who are going after DEI, which is about giving opportunities to people who have been historically marginalized, are just as willing to hire their friends.
Is that what equity means? Giving opportunity or guaranteeing outcomes?
No, it's giving access.
Because that's what equity means.
It's
a difference. There's a difference between equality and equity.
No, it's giving access.
I just want to answer his question because I think
Wouldn't
this
talent
is super,
and hard work
Scott,
give you
I think this
access?
is incredibly important for you to understand and for everybody to understand at home, okay? This is where I think we go crossways on this issue. You just asked the question, what does equity mean? Does it mean equality or does it mean access to opportunities? And conservatives want to define it a particular way, but you have to acknowledge, I'm asking you to acknowledge that people who believe in DEI do not define it that way. They do not define it as equality.
I think they define it as trying to guarantee outcomes, and I think they define it as trying to punish people they don't like.
Scott, that's
wrong race, wrong gender.
Speaking from more of the middle of the country who's not hyper-partisan on this issue, I think that people generally think diversity is a virtue. It makes businesses better. It makes institutions better. But they also don't like when you have companies or organizations that are spending huge amounts of money to stand up DEI office. As an example, Fairfax County Public Schools, $400,000 spent on a DEI office, but kids are not reading at the levels that they should. They're not advancing at the levels that they should. It's not the issue
of diversity. Were they doing that before the office was stood up?
Well, no, and probably not. And so I'm not saying the connection.
So maybe implementing DEI might actually help people have a better
But it's not an argument against DEI. It's how much of our resources are we actually putting?
But that's not the way the conversation is being posed in America today. The conversation about DEI and woke and all of that sounds about marginalized Black and brown people who already are threatened seem to be threatened in this community, in this society, and they're not getting the same opportunities. It was the same thing with affirmative action. Went to UCLA.
Hold on a second.
They got rid of affirmative action.
How many black people on this show right now? The lady hosting the show is black, and she got 2 black commentators on the show. Every single night on this CNN show, they have at least 2 or 3 black people. What are y'all talking about? I'm so sick. I'm so sick and tired of people complaining about not having opportunities. Name a person on planet Earth. This is what they're trying to allude to. That white people get a job, and they go and hire they buddies and they kids and they family. And black people get a job and they go hire white people. That's not nobody. When you get a job, you put your homeboys on. Everybody do it. You get a job, you put your people on. They act like black people in this virtuous bubble. They say, no, we will not practice I forget what it's called when you have your kids. What is it called when you bring your kids on? It's nepotism. Black people say, well, we will not practice nepotism when we have an opportunity, okay? If you're black, look, Nick said it, I'm going to get to it. If you black, you ain't working for me because you my cousin. It's set up. That's why business fail in the first place. They bring all their cousins them on and they ain't prepared. LeBron James, the Lakers, nepotism and connections. Ladies and gentlemen, the head coach is probably there because he's LeBron James's friend and doing podcasts with him. Now, I mean, he's probably a decent coach, but look, you think LeBron James didn't go say, hey, man, that dude is good. Okay, that dude good. Let's put him on. And then that dude say, all right, LeBron, I'm going to draft your son, even though he shouldn't be drafted into the NBA. But I'm going to draft your son because that's what's best for the franchise. Not that don't mean he's good. It's not like he's gonna be impactful to the team right away. But that's what's best for LeBron James because he's our GOAT. He's our moneymaker. He's the greatest basketball player of all times when it comes to stats. And he probably can play another 10 years. That's what they do. Y'all too busy being victims instead of focusing on networking because I network with people. Therefore, when my son wants to go to a certain school and I fill out an application, I try to figure out who I know to put a good word in. That's what you do. And when you know people that know people that know people, whether you're white, black, or indifferent, you may get an opportunity. But these victims that run around every day and we don't have opportunity because you in a bubble. Y'all fools think that the world revolves around black people and you don't want to be cool with white folks. I ain't saying you got to kiss nobody butt, but your net worth is your network.
Everyone said you got in because of affirmative action. When I graduated, affirmative action didn't take my test. Affirmative action didn't help me get to where I'm at today. It gave me access that I didn't have based on the opportunity that I lacked because of the circumstances I was born into, which had nothing to do with me, but the country in which we live in. So the reality is—
Have you seen the test scores of UCLA Medical, by the way?
My point being, Scott, is that everyone doesn't have the same access. People like to hire their friends. They like to hire the people that they like to be around.
Do you think they like to hire the best people for the job?
But I also think around the idea of diversity—
No, Donald Trump hired all of his friends. But I want to go back to people that are in his cabinet right now. You know, because you are a smart man. I know you know this.
Why don't you understand how political appointments work? I don't understand.
It's not about, but this is,
can we just go beyond?
Can we just go beyond?
I definitely get it.
That man y'all need to pray for Scott Jennings, man. He going through it on that show every day. He's probably losing brain cells listening to these maniacs. It's very simple, man. Quit being a victim all the time. That's all. There ain't nothing crazy to it. Just quit being a victim, bro. All you got to do is work hard in life. Be a good person to people. Majority of people will respect you if you're a respectable person. If you want to be loved, put love out in the atmosphere. That means you love people. Then you'll get love in return. Not from everybody, but generally speaking, people will love you and treat you with respect. You respect everybody, you'll get respect. You try to change, you try to add value to the world, value will come to you. And this ain't no wonky junky stuff, but I notice a difference that everywhere I go, because I do not care where you are in the status line to man, because we all equal under God. So if a person is eating out of a trash can, I try to show that person the same level of respect that I show somebody wearing a suit and tie. When you do that, people treat you differently. When you say, yes, sir, yes, ma'am, and you open the door for people and you're kind to people, and you speak life to people, you a joy to hang around, you get further in life. It don't matter the color of your skin. Black people that live around white people learn this more than anybody else. When I was growing up and I only lived around black people, I thought the same stupid stuff, and then I got around white people. And I say, wait a minute. White people ain't worried about black people. That dude is going to college and getting an education. He ain't thought about me once. That professor got his own agenda. He do not care that I'm in this class and I'm black. Nobody is worried about you. Everybody got their own life. Then I realized I'm just me. Man, one of the people that have changed my life the most outside of my family has been white people. John changed my life. I don't want to say his last name. I don't know if he want to be on here. John changed my life. I had a kid in college, didn't have no money. My baby mama at the time, she didn't have no money. We were college athletes making $1,000. I had graduated. She was still in college making $1,000 a month. $1,000 a month. We wasn't doing what we supposed to be doing. She got pregnant. This man didn't know me from Adam. Just so happened his daughter played volleyball with my son's mom. He came to me, man to man, and said, look, I want to help you because you chose life. White man, don't know me, and I'm a black man. What do you want to help me for? Because when you're a good person and you believe in God, God will take care of you and put people in your direction that's gonna do right by you. When I left the police department, all my friends on the police department, my FTO, white dudes, helped me become the man that I am on the police department. The black people on the police department, I quit messing with them because they all about victimhood. Black organization, oh man, the white men, they treat me like, I'm like, man, they love me. I'm just like this, got tattoos, a southern slang. I don't speak proper English. They know I'm from Texas. They love me. I'm over here at the meeting with the black officers, and it's a grievance. It's like a grievance, man. We got to work together. We got to do this. But then when I leave the meeting, all my friends on the police department, white dudes, we cool, man. I talked to my FTO just the other day. White dude. They love me just like anybody else, man. I was a PIO. I was the youngest PIO ever in Tucson police history. I'm a black man. On the SWAT team, you name it. I mean, I could go down the list, man. My first opportunity after being a cop, working for Liftable Media. The CEO of Liftable Media, a white guy, took a chance on me. I worked with Turning Point USA, Charlie Kirk. All their donors are white. At least when they first started, all their core donors were white. Took a chance on me and Candace. They gave us opportunity. I've been to the White House more under Donald Trump than I've ever been in my life. You name it. What's next? One of my business partners, Canadian guy. We best of friends. My COO is white. Like, my video editor is white. My other one is an alien, but he's still a good person. He's not illegal alien. He's an alien. I call him an alien because he's crazy sometimes. But he's a great person. Who else around here? I got black people work, Mexican work. I mean, y'all doing too much, man.